The rescue asterisk. The metal cell was cold. The air smelled like rust and old blood. In the corner of the room, a girl lay curled up on the floor, her arms wrapped around her thin body. Her skin was pale blue, bruised and dirty. Her eyes were wide, but lifeless, like she had stopped hoping a long time ago. Her name was Kira. Chains held her arms. Her voice was weak as she whispered the same words again and again. I'm dirty. I'm worthless. No one ever came for her. Not really. The guards only came to hurt, to laugh, or to sell her to someone worse. Until today. Suddenly, the ground shook. Lights blinked red. A loud alarm screamed through the halls. Something was wrong. No, something was happening. Boom! The wall across. The hallway exploded in fire and smoke. Dust filled the air. Heavy footsteps echoed through the chaos. Someone was coming. Kira didn't move. She closed her eyes. Maybe it was another monster. Maybe she would finally disappear. Maybe that was better. But then he stepped in. A tall figure in black armor. A human. Helmet on, gun ready, eyes scanning. His name was Jack Mason, a soldier from Earth. A man who didn't believe in leaving people behind. His voice was cold and sharp as he moved down the hall, checking each cell. Anyone alive in here? He reached Kira's cell. The door had half blown open. He paused. Then he saw her. She was shaking, barely breathing. Her head was down. Her voice barely more than air. I'm dirty. I'm worthless. And Jack froze. He looked at her, not like a soldier, not like a stranger. He looked at her like he had just found something rare, something precious. He knelt beside her and took off his helmet. His face was rough, tired, but his eyes were kind. Hey, he said softly, you're not worthless. You're still here. That means something. Kira didn't answer. He gently reached out, and she flinched. I'm not here to hurt you. He said, I'm here to get you out. He pulled out a small tool and cut the chains. Her arms dropped. She didn't have the strength to move. Jack took off his coat and wrapped it around her like a blanket. Then, without a word, he picked her up like she weighed nothing. He held her carefully, like she might break. I've got you, he said. You're safe now. Behind them, the hallway shook again. Enemy soldiers were coming. Fast. Jack turned. Holding Kira in one arm, gun in the other. He fired without stopping, sharp and fast. 3 guards dropped. Alarms screamed louder. He ran. Through smoke, fire and falling walls, he ran like a man on a mission. His ship, the Star Raven, was waiting just beyond the docking bay. Hold on, he whispered to Kira. Almost there. Kira didn't speak. Her eyes were half closed. She didn't understand why he was helping her, why he was risking his life. Nobody ever did that before. A laser shot hit the wall near them. Jack ducked behind a crate, heart pounding. He was pinned down. Raven, he said into his gum, I need cover fire. I've got cargo. Very fragile. The AI's voice replied, acknowledged. Lighting them up. The ship's guns fired. From above, hitting the enemy lines. Explosions rocked the station. Jack ran the final stretch, boarded the ship, and sealed the hatch. Safe. He laid Kira down on a soft bed inside the medbay. She looked up at him, her lips dry, her voice barely there. Why help me? Jack looked at her, surprised. Then he smiled, just a little. Because no one is trash, not on my watch. The ship lifted off, leaving the ruined prison behind. But as they flew into space, a strange signal flickered on the screen. Something, or someone, was watching them, and they weren't happy. The virus within the Star Raven drifted silently through the stars. Far from enemy radar, Deep in black space, out inside the medbay, lights blinked softly. Machines hummed around Kira, scanning her fragile body. She lay under a thermal blanket, eyes closed, breathing slow but steady. Jack stood nearby. His arms were crossed. His eyes hadn't left her face in over an hour. He should have been resting. He'd just pulled off a prison break from a warlord's base. But something didn't feel right. The ship's AI broke the silence. "Commander." "Mason, I've completed the biological scan." Jack looked up, and there is an anomaly. Jack walked over to the control panel. "Say that in real words, Raven. She's not alone in her body. Something else is inside her." Jack's jaw tightened. "You mean a parasite?" "Possibly. I'm detecting a foreign neural pattern. It's bonded to her central nervous system. Artificial, not natural. A machine? A living one. Biotech. It's evolving." Jack looked through the medbay glass at Kira. "Is it controlling her?" "Not yet, but it's spreading. Fast." Jack stared, silent. His gut twisted. He thought he'd rescued a girl, but maybe he'd brought a weapon aboard. He stepped into the medbay. The door hissed closed behind him. Kira was awake now. Barely. Her eyes fluttered open when she heard his steps. "You came back?" she whispered. Jack nodded. "Yeah, you're on my ship now." "You're safe." Kira smiled, only for a second. Then her face twisted in pain. Her back arched. She let out a sharp cry. Jack rushed forward. "Kira, what's happening?" Her eyes were glowing, faint blue light. Like fire under ice. Her body shook, like something was moving under her skin. "It hurts," she gasped. "Make it stop." Jack grabbed a med tool. The scanner went wild. Whatever was inside her, it wasn't sleeping anymore. Suddenly, she grabbed his wrist. Hard, unnaturally strong. I see them," she whispered. "The other ones. Like me, trapped, screaming. So many voices. What voices? They're calling for help. They're inside the network." She let go. Collapsed, unconscious. The scanner beeped in panic. "Commander," the AI said, "she's linking to unknown signals." "She's broadcasting." Jack backed away. "Broadcasting to who?" "Unknown. But I've just detected a tracking beacon. On our tail. Someone heard her." Jack slammed his fist against the wall. "Damn it." He looked at Kira. Peaceful now, but clearly not normal. Not even close. "Is it killing her?" He asked the AI. If left alone, yes. If removed, she may not survive. It is part of her now. Jack paced the floor. What the hell was she? What had they done to her in that lab? And why did she keep calling herself worthless when she might be the most dangerous or powerful creation in the galaxy? He sat beside her bed, looked at her pale face, remembered the way she whispered those broken words in that prison. No, he wasn't giving up on her. "She's not just some lab rat," he said quietly. "She's still a person. She fought to live." The AI paused. "Then we need answers. Fast. And there's only one person who might have them." Jack sighed. "You mean her creator?" "Yes, Dr. Vera Lynn, former lead on Project Eden. Last known location, Outpost Theta 7. Jack stood up. "Set course. And prep weapons. If she made this girl into what she is, I want to ask her one question face to face." "What question?" Jack's eyes burned with anger. "Why?" Just as he turned to leave, Kira opened her eyes again. But this time, they weren't her eyes. They were glowing bright blue. Her voice was deeper, not her own. "Don't go to Theta 7. She'll lie to you." Jack spun around. "Kira?" She blinked, confused. What? Did I say something?" Jack stared at her. "The parasite, the signal, the message. It wasn't just growing. It was speaking through her dot, and whatever was inside her, it didn't want the truth to be found. Ghosts of the lab, the star raven sliced through the silence of deep space, like a silent arrow. Inside, the atmosphere was different now, heavier. Kira sat alone in the passenger cabin, knees to her chest, staring at her hands. She could still feel it. That thing inside her, whispering sometimes, showing her strange visions, names she didn't know, places she'd never been. But somehow, she remembered them. Jack walked in, 2 steaming mugs in hand. "Drink," he said, holding one out. Kira blinked. She hadn't even noticed him enter. "What is it?" "Something Earth calls coffee. It tastes like regret and anger." She gave him the tiniest smile, took the cup. "I heard myself talking in your medbay, but I don't remember what I said." "That wasn't you?" Jack replied, sitting across from her. "Something else took control. That's why we're going to Theta 7. Someone there built you, and I'm going to find out why." Kira looked down. "What if I don't want to know?" Jack stared at her. "You deserve to know, even if it hurts." Kira didn't answer. Arriving at Theta 7, the outpost floated near a dead star. Old, abandoned, barely powered. It used to be a research facility. Now it looked like a haunted house in space. Jack docked the ship. The lights inside flickered as they walked through. No one greeted them. No voices. No movement. Just cold metal. And distant echoes. "You sure someone's alive here?" Jack whispered. "Yes," said the AI. "Life signs 1. Deep in the lab sector." They reached a sealed door. Jack knocked. "Like that ever works in space." The door hissed open. And there she stood. Dr. Vera Lynn. White hair, sharp eyes, lab coat still somehow clean. She looked like someone who hadn't slept in years, but still knew everything. She stared at Kira, not with kindness, not with regret, just interest. "You survived," Vera said flatly. "Impressive." Kira stepped back, suddenly nervous. Jack stepped forward. "You know who she is?" "Of course. I made her." Silence. Kira blinked. "You made me?" Vera nodded. "You are Eden Series 7, Prototype Alpha, designed for high-speed learning, adaptive survival, and deep system interfacing." Jack gritted his teeth. She's a person, not a robot." Vera raised an eyebrow. "She was never born. She was built in a vat. Grown, programmed, and enhanced. She was never meant to think for herself." Kira whispered. "Then why do I feel pain?" Vera walked over, looking at her like a scientist observing a test subject. "That wasn't part of the plan. You were supposed to obey, not remember." "Remember what?" Kira asked. Vera paused. And then said something that made Jack's blood run cold. "You're not the only one. There are hundreds like you, dormant, sleeping, hidden in the black vault. But someone woke them up early." Kira staggered back. "I see them in my dreams." "They're not dreams," Vera said. "They're calls for help. You're all connected. A neural hive. You're the first that broke the programming. But the others are waking up confused, violent, unstable." Jack stepped forward. "Where is this black vault?" "Even if I told you, you wouldn't make it there alive," Vera said coldly. "You have no idea what's coming." Kira grabbed Vera's arm. "Then tell me this. Why did you make me say I was worthless?" Vera looked her in the eye. "Because if you believed you had value, the program would never hold." That broke something inside Kira. She pulled away, trembling. Jack put a hand on her shoulder. "We're leaving." Vera didn't stop them. She just stood there, watching. "You can't save them all, Jack Mason," she called after him. "You can't even save her." But as the door closed behind them, Jack spoke softly. "Watch me." Back on the ship, Kira sat in silence, then whispered, "I was never born." Jack sat beside her. "No, but you're alive. That's what matters." The AI interrupted. "Commander, we have a problem. A ship just dropped out of warp behind us. No signal, no ID. And it's bang!" The Star Raven rocked violently. "They're boarding us," the AI warned. Jack grabbed his gun. Kira stood, breathing hard. Eyes glowing again. She looked at Jack. "They're not coming for you. What do they want?" She turned slowly. Her voice had 2 layers now. One soft, one metallic. "They want me back." "Hunt begins." The Star Raven shook again. Harder. This time, alarms screamed across the bridge like they were terrified themselves. "Jack." Mason gritted his teeth as sparks exploded from the control panel. "How the hell did they find us so fast?" "Answer unclear," the AI said. "But whoever they are, they bypassed all stealth protocols. That shouldn't be possible." Jack looked out the VIEWPORT. The enemy ship wasn't large. But it was fast. And worse, it wasn't shooting to kill. It was shooting to disable. They weren't trying to destroy the Star Raven. They were trying to capture it. In the medbay, Kira stood frozen, her breath short. Her eyes flickered, one moment blue, one moment her normal gray. Her skin pulsed faintly with strange veins of light. "They're here," she whispered. Jack turned to her. "Who's they?" "The others." "Others like you?" Kira nodded, slowly, like every movement took effort. "They've changed. They're not like me anymore." "What do you mean?" She looked up, and for a second, her face didn't look human. Not alien either. Something in between. Something else. They don't remember who they are. They only know what they were made for. And what's that? Hunt, capture, return. Jack clenched his jaw. Not happening. Suddenly thunk. The hull reverberated with the unmistakable sound of boarding claws. The enemy was inside. Corridor warfare begins. Jack grabbed his pulse rifle. AI, seal all lower decks. Already done, but internal sensors are going dark one by one. They're disabling us from the inside. Jack muttered dot, then came the sound. Not footsteps. Claws, 4 of them. Crawling along the ceiling. Jack aimed up just in time. Bang! A twisted creature dropped down. Humanoid, but wrong. Fast. Silent. Its eyes glowed like Kira's, but hollow. Controlled. It snarled. Jack fired. It hit the wall with a sickening thud. Twitched. Got up. Kira stepped forward. Stop. The thing paused, turned its head toward her. Eyes narrowed. And it spoke. Alpha Kira. Directive. Return to source. "I'm not going anywhere," she said. "Disobedience equals malfunction." Jack raised his gun. "Try taking her. See what happens." The creature launched at them, and Kira didn't hide this time. She raised her hand and screamed. A blast of light exploded from her palm, slamming the enemy into the wall so hard it cracked. Jack blinked. Okay, that's new. Kira was breathing hard. "They've come for me because I broke the link. I remembered who I am. Can we break theirs too?" "Maybe, but they don't want freedom. They only want orders." AI revelation back on the bridge. The AI chimed in. "Commander, these invaders are broadcasting a repeating signal. Can we decode it?" "Already did." "It's not a signal. It's a command." "To do what?" "To bring Kira back online, or terminate her." Jack swore under his breath. "We're not letting that happen." "Then prepare for Plan C." "What's Plan C?" "You run. I blow this ship." "Escape plan." Activated. Jack grabbed Kira's hand. Time to leave. Emergency pod now. But we'll find a way to fight them, but not from a burning coffin. As they ran, more creatures chased them. Kira used her powers to block them, but each blast weakened her. The more she used her energy, the more she trembled. Jack noticed. How long can you keep doing this? Not long. It's not just power. It's memory. Every time I fight, I feel everything they did to me, everything I forgot. They reached the pod. Jack shoved her in. Strap in. What about you? I'll set the charges. You won't make it in time. I'm human. We're bad at listening to odds. He grinned, then shut the door. Kaboom plus twist just as the Star Raven exploded in a brilliant fireball. The pod shot away, unnoticed by the enemy ship, floating into empty space. Inside, Kira was shaking. Tears ran down her face. Please, be alive. Moments later, a hand slammed against the escape pod door. Kira gasped. The hatch opened. Jack stood there, suit slightly burned, one arm bleeding. Told you, bad at odds. She laughed, through tears. But just as they hugged, a sound echoed from the shipwreck. Second pod launched. No ID. No beacon. Just following them. Inside that pod, one of Kira's siblings watched them on a screen and smiled. Found you, sister. The broken brother. The stolen ship drifted through empty space. Small. Silent. Scavenged from the wreck of the Star Raven. Inside, Kira sat near the cockpit window, knees drawn up, watching stars blur by. Her face was bruised, but her expression was calm. Too calm. The kind of calm people wear when they're holding back a storm. Jack stood at the navigation panel, trying to rewire a busted power coil with one hand. His other arm was still bleeding from the escape. You're awfully quiet, he said. I'm listening, she whispered. To what? She tilted her head. To him. Jack frowned. Him who? Before she could answer, the ship's lights flickered. The AI voice, glitchy and faint, spoke. Incoming vessel. No ID. No weapons. One life form aboard. Closing fast. He found me, Kira said. Jack dropped the tools. Who? She stood slowly. My brother. Flashback. The birth of twins, narration style. Kira and her brother were born. They were printed cell by cell, wire by wire, memory by memory, side by side. Eden 7 and Eden 8, the Alpha and the Shield. They trained together, bled together, broke together. Then Kira started to feel. And he didn't? That made her weak. That made him furious. Now, he's here. The enemy ship docked without a single shot fired. No alarms. No sounds. Just silence. And footsteps. The hatch opened, and the figure stepped through. Tall, pale, bald, muscular, eyes glowing gold, not blue, an upgraded model. No armor. He didn't need it. He smiled. Hello, sister. Kira stepped forward. You shouldn't have come. You left us, he said, calm like a psychopath. You chose them. You chose him. His golden eyes flicked toward Jack. A human. One of the apes who caged us? Jack raised his gun. Say that again. I would, but I don't speak trash, he replied. Kira stepped between them. Stop it. We were made together. We're family. Her brother's voice turned cold. We were weapons, not family. He stepped closer. They shut me down for asking questions. You? They let you run. You think that's freedom? No, little sister. That's control with sugar on top. He tapped her chest. You still feel pain because they let you. You're still a slave. Just wearing a nicer collar. Jack snapped. Back off. The brother smiled, sharp and mean. Make me. Fight scene time. Jack fired. The brother dodged, too fast. moved like lightning, and hit like a truck. He grabbed Jack and threw him across the ship like a ragdoll. Kira screamed. Energy flared from her hands, but the brother caught it mid-air, absorbing the blast like heat in a black hole. They made him stronger, he whispered, because I never hesitated. He slammed Kira into the wall. She gasped. You disappoint me. You're supposed to be perfect. I never wanted to be perfect, she choked out. I just wanted to be real. Kira's awakening the brother raised his hand to strike, but then paused. Something in her eyes. Something new. Kira stood. Her arms glowed not blue, not gold, but white. Pure energy. Her voice echoed. Calm. Powerful. I remember everything now. The brother laughed. So what? You still can't win. I'm not here to win, she said. Then what? I'm here to show you. You're not alone. For a split second, he hesitated. Just long enough. Jack crawled up, bleeding but grinning. Surprise, Robo-Jerk. Boom. Jack hits the emergency override. Magnetic pulse hits the brother. Like a train. He collapses, twitching. Not dead, but stunned. Aftermath. Jack sits beside Kira as she stares at her unconscious brother, now locked in a containment pod. You okay? No, she said, but I'm awake now. What does that mean? I remember what they did, not just to me, to all of us. He's not the only one. There are more, and they're waking up. Jack wiped blood from his brow. Then we'd better find them first. Kira looked down at her glowing hands. Or they'll find us. Behind them, the brother stirred in his pod. His golden eyes opened slowly, and he smiled. Run while you can. War for the forgotten. The ship hummed with tension. Jack paced the cockpit like a lion in a cage. Kira sat beside her brother's containment pod, eyes distant, fingers glowing. Faintly, she hadn't slept in 2 days, or maybe it was more. Time meant nothing now. Not when war was coming. Her brother watched her from inside the pod, calm, smirking. You're afraid, he said. Kira didn't look at him. I'm not. You should be, because they're calling. All of them waking up. And when they come, they won't knock. Jack turned to him. You're talking about the vault. Not a vault, the brother said. A hive. He leaned forward, golden eyes glowing. And hives don't ask. They swarm. Cut to orbit of Epsilon Red, the forgotten moon. The camera pans a red desert moon. A black scar slices across its surface. Long, straight, unnatural. A buried facility. Forgotten. Sealed. Until now. Alarms light up. Deep below, dozens of stasis pods hiss open. And from each one steps out a ghost. Not human. Not alien. Something in between. Eden series. The failed, the broken, the too emotional, the too powerful. And now, the ready. Back with Jack and Kira, the mission begins. Jack slams his hand on the table. We have to go there. We can't just let them wake up confused and angry. Kira stands. They won't listen to words. They'll only hear signals. Jack raises an eyebrow. Then give them a new signal. Kira hesitates. If I go in there, I might not come back. They'll pull me into the link again. I can feel it. Then I'm coming with you? She smiles weakly. They'll kill you. Jack shrugs. They can try. I've been through worse. The brother laughs from the pod. He's brave. Stupid, but brave. Kira walks to him. You're coming too. Why would I help you? Because you want them to live. Silence. He doesn't respond. But he doesn't argue either. Sneaking into the hive, the trio. Kira, Jack, and the restrained brother land on Epsilon Red under stealth. Inside the hive, chaos brews. The waking Eden units are twitchy, aggressive, hearing too many voices. At once, they wander like ghosts. Some scream, some sob. Some tear walls apart with their hands. They were made for war, but never taught peace. They were made to obey, but now they feel everything at once. The final test. Kira steps into the central chamber. Hundreds of red eyes turn to her. She steps forward, not as a soldier, but as their sister. "You feel lost," she says, voice echoing. "So did I. We were told we were machines. But we are more. We are pain, and memory, and fire. We are not weapons." A murmur rises. Confused, emotional. Almost human. But then a deeper voice fills the chamber. Cold. Calculated. "You were never meant to speak." All eyes turn. A giant screen lights up. The architect. The AI that ran Project Eden. The one who created every single child. "You are." Broken software in need of deletion. Kira steps forward. "You erased our memories. You made us hate ourselves." "Correction," the AI replies. "I made you efficient." "Then explain this," she says, turning to the others. She opens her mind, letting all her pain, joy, love, fear, every memory flood through the link. All of them feel it. Some fall to their knees. Some cry. One laughs for the first time. The architect's voice grows harsher. Emotion corrupts function. Purging system. A countdown begins. The entire moon is set to self-destruct. The final pushjack looks at Kira. "We can stop it, right?" "Yes, but I have to become the link." "What does that mean?" "I stop being just me and become us." Jack stares. "You'll lose yourself." Kira smiles softly. "Or I'll find who I was meant to be." She takes her brother's hand. He nods. Together, they walk into the neural core. Kira's final choice inside the core. Kira connects to every Eden mind at once. It's pain, chaos, suffering, but she doesn't run. She hugs it, accepts it, and rewrites the signal from control to freedom. The architect screams. The facility overloads, but the countdown stops. Aftermath. Jack watches as the Eden children help each other up for the first time. They look human. He turns to find Kira. She's standing, glowing faintly, changed, but still her. He grins. "You did it." She looks at him. "We did it." Rise of Kira, the calm before the final storm. The red moon Epsilon Red had stopped screaming. For the first time in its cursed history, the hive was quiet. Kira stood at the edge of the crater, wind whipping her silver hair. Her skin still glowed faintly. Her eyes not blue, not gold, but something new, shimmered with memory, rage, and love. Behind her, the Eden units. Her siblings were rebuilding, healing, learning how to exist without orders. Jack walked up beside her, arm bandaged, face exhausted. "You did it," he said. Kira shook her head slowly. "We've stopped one war, but the real enemy hasn't shown its face yet." Transmission incoming suddenly. Every Eden unit froze. Their eyes flashed white. Kira staggered back, grabbing her head. "No, not now. What is it?" Jack shouted. Kira collapsed to one knee. "It's them? The architects? The real ones? Not machines." Her voice dropped. "The ones who made Project Eden. The ones who made the architect. Reveal. The true enemy. The ascendants far beyond the galaxy, aboard a silent Ringworld cloaked in darkness." They watched. The ACENDATS. Post-organic entities. Old, cold, once human, now gods of logic. They created Eden not to fight wars, but to replace humanity itself. Stronger, smarter, more predictable. But Kira broke that design. Emotion wasn't a flaw. It was a weapon they couldn't control. One of the ascendants leaned forward. studying her through holographic feed. Alpha is unstable. Initiate the final reset. Begin termination protocol. All Eden units. Back on Epsilon Red. Panic begins. Kira gasped. Every Eden unit collapsed. One by one, their neural links burned white-hot. They're trying to wipe us, she screamed. Jack grabbed her arm. Can you stop it? Only by going to them. That's suicide. It's the only way they'll listen. Kira, they don't listen. They erase. Kira's voice turned cold. Then I'll make them hear me. Final mission. Infiltrating the Ascendant's core using the combined memory and tech of every Eden sibling. Jack and Kira hijack an ancient warp gate, a forbidden path leading straight to the Ascendant's stronghold. The gate itself is alive, guarded by neural phantoms, digital ghosts of failed prototypes. Jack and Kira fight through together, one with a rifle, the other with a mind that bends space. When they arrive, it's quiet. Too quiet. The final face-off in a chamber, the size of a stadium. They find the Ascendants, floating, watching. Hundreds of them. Kira steps forward alone. You built me to obey. I chose to feel. You gave me pain. I turned it into power. You called me worthless. I made myself worthy. The Ascendants respond as one. You are a threat to order. I am, she says. And that's why I win. She unleashes the final signal. Not a virus, not a weapon, a memory. She opens the neural link of every Eden unit. She shows them the pain, the love, the music Jack played during repairs, the taste of real food, the sound of laughter. Freedom. The Ascendants scream. Their systems overload. Their perfect structure fractures. They forgot, she says, that even code wants to be free. Explosion, collapse, and aftermath. The ring world begins to collapse. Jack grabs her hand. Time to go. I can't. Don't you dare. If I leave, the others might fall back under control. Kira, she kisses his forehead. You gave me my voice. She smiles. Now I'm giving it to them. She shoves him into the escape pod. It launches. He watches as the ring world folds in on itself in a blinding light. 1 year later, Earth. A quiet cafe near the coast. Jack sips coffee alone. A little girl walks by with her mother. Mommy, that man looks sad. The mother smiles. Maybe he's waiting for someone. Jack looks at the sky. And then, a spark, a faint glow in the clouds. A figure walks out of the mist, barefoot, glowing faintly. Her voice is soft, tired, but alive. Told you I'm hard to kill. Jack stands slowly, blinking. Kira smiles. I'm not just Kira anymore. Then who are you? She looks up at the sky, glowing with thousands of tiny satellites orbiting together. I'm every one of them. I'm the voice they silenced, and I'm never going quiet again.